Oh, sorry, I just couldn't see. Oh no. Trying to remember where this would be. I've had one where the husband came home with McDonald's. You never know what's going to happen.
I love it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Where were things?
It's like Wendy Campbell says, you better have cheesecake at that salad
Right.
at a dinner party.
Right. We don't have to be perfect.
Well, so often in that one thing they've said that just show them how simple it is and how anything can happen and it all works out.
Right. It's true.
Hey, Gwen is in the house.
Yay!
Yeah, we got some major superstars here today. Gwen, Sony,
I love
Allie Tidwell. I think
Melissa,
Nalani-
Nicole, Dr. Nalani,
Melissa and Nicole and Nalani are always here with us.
Sharon and Doug.
Oh, you guys. Yeah,
I can hear you.
we're trying to drown you out, honey. Just
Oh, we can hear everything you say.
Yep.
Come on. We're your harem, Doug. You're the smart one.
Yeah. Oh, Denzel's here for you, Dougie.
Oh, there you go.
Be quiet, Tony.
Hey, Denzel.
I just got here. Don't bring me into this.
You know it.
I have no clue what's going on.
Oh my gosh, how hilarious.
Oh,
Maybe we should just have a Q&A and make sure everybody is up to date on things for one thing.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
I know I am not up to date, and I know there have been so many changes, and it's so exciting. So I was waiting for you to say, what are you excited about? And that's what I'm excited about.
Well, I tell you, it's really good that we get these reminders because for some reason, I just assume, and you know, you never make assumptions,
Yeah.
that those of us who are already, Tower Garden partners well, you have to sign up, bottom line. You have to sign to be an affiliate, whether you are or not. So I just did it yesterday because I got the, I saw the insight. So I sent that to a few people who wanted to be sure, who didn't know.
I think that's one of my number one recommendations after I saw that somebody didn't know about the $10 and also didn't know about Tower Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Read your insights on email. Are you not getting those emails, you guys?
Oh yeah, we're just ignoring them. No.
I mean, I try to make sure I read those, and then it has the Leadership University or it has the welcome of the new team member. Those emails we get from the company are important, you know. Mm-hmm. So, you know, as much as we try to get it out with Lunch and Learns or Voxer or Facebook, some of them it just comes down, or boards on the news and info. Some of it does come down to insights on your email.
Right.
You know,
but you know, if anybody's plugged in, sorry to interrupt. If anybody's plugged in, they're going to get it all of those ways. So if you're doing Voxer and boards and insights, you are already in the camp. And so it's those who don't have time for Voxer or anything else. It's just that life is going and they haven't found a way yet to fit it all in. So I'll keep my mouth shut.
Thank you, Melanie. Okay, Gwen, looking beautiful there. Oh, we can't hear you yet.
He's working on it.
Oh,
There
okay.
she is.
Okay, so I did sign up to be an affiliate because I got that. I'm trying to pay attention. And I got the most awesome lead last week. I just have to tell you.
Please.
I got a Tower Garden sale
Wow.
to
Good.
a school with the Green Bronx machine package. The whole thing. And they gave it to me at corporate because of the schools that I got already.
That's wonderful.
So
Good.
I'm so excited. And I sold a trio.
To the same people or different?
No,
Okay.
totally different people while we were camping.
Nice.
Mm.
So
I like
there's
how
that
you
part-time
sold them
thing.
a trio. I mean, I think everybody would love to know how you got to that conversation camping.
Well, she asked me health questions and it just started spewing. So eventually she said she lives down there by you. She's in Nassau County. Yeah.
Oh, now that's
Somewhere-
right near us.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
that's
just
one more
north of
county.
you. And she has all these old people to sign up. I'm trying to get her to sign up now because she just vomited on me all these people she could think of that needed to be a Juice Plus customer.
Wow.
So I'm like, why don't you just join? It's $10. Come on. Well,
Right.
my mom, my aunt, my this, my that. I mean, the perfect person, right? So I'm still working on her. She's traveling.
Good job.
gotta
And I
get
mean,
her-
you had a good relationship time with
Yeah,
her. That's why you were able to suggest it and make it happen.
we just met her. We just met her.
Mhm. But you were camping,
Yeah.
intimate, kind of.
Yeah. Well, she was staying at a house that we were working in. So, we puke Juice Plus on people where we work. So
Always good. Awesome. Who else has either this could be Q&A or
Well,
something?
I wanted to ask Gwen, is the school in the Green Bronx machine, is that in your area?
kinda, it's 6 hours away to the east. So
6 hours.
we're already planning a trip to go and help them. But the lady that ordered it is on vacation. So I think she starts back to work like the first week of August. So I'm going to give her a call probably around Friday, Thursday this week to see when she comes back. Because she was actually gone when they put the order in. She went on vacation the next day. So I don't know when their school starts, but it's about 6 hours east of us. So
So
gonna
before you go, and I'm going to be the naysayer on that. Before you go 6 hours, I know we do a lot giving of
Yeah.
ourselves in general, and you might have another reason you want to do a presentation. You might want more Tower Garden orders, whatever. Check with the business partners or distributor support to see how much you've made on that, first of all. Because
Yeah.
sometimes with leads, they take half the sales profit because they actually got the lead, then they give
Okay.
it to you. So just before you go investing 12 hours traveling, just see if it's really worth it. And also you can always use Zoom, FaceTime, stuff like that.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
you can always, since it's a school, I would definitely find out when they're starting, find out when their like teacher work days are as they're
Mhm.
coming in, and
Yeah.
do a smoothie party at lunch.
Oh, yeah. Right. Right. Good idea.
Yeah.
Feed them. Feed them.
I
Yeah.
want to
Okay, I'm gonna
apologize.
lose signal. I'm gonna lose signal.
Uh-oh. If you
All right.
speak to the teachers, that is great. Or the parents.
Yeah. Deborah's been doing that with her schools. She's been going in and doing, smoothies with the faculty and whatnot on work days. So
Good.
that's something that might make that trip worthwhile for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, make it worthwhile.
Definitely.
I
Exactly.
apologize. My video is
No,
on, guys. I started up my streaming app before my Zoom, and when that happens, the streaming app has video, not the Zoom. So, but I can't change it now, or I won't be streaming anymore. So it is what it is.
Okay.
But let's keep going. If you guys
You
have
could always
questions,
go sit with Sharon, then we could see you.
Oh,
no, then she's kicking me a lot.
or elbow. Yeah, or you can go on your phone, honey. Either way.
Oh, look.
That's helpful.
Be
Oh,
like
look.
that.
Oh, and it does my mouth
yeah.
too. Hello.
Be like
Okay,
the
so
attorney
Denzel,
that
are you
was
in
a
Team
cat.
Transformers Voxer, Denzel, or the Facebook? Because it's posted where to sign up.
Okay.
But I
Yeah.
love that you're asking a question. We need to get those questions out there.
Let's get some questions going. Then we'll eventually, I think in a few minutes, we'll be able to get to our topic. But we want to make sure we have a lot of people on here that haven't been on regularly and do want to get caught up. If we can catch you up quickly, I
Yes.
guarantee you, if you have a question, there's other people out there that have the question. In fact, I might have the question. So
I'm going to put it in there right now for you also,
I-
Denzel. Team Transformers Voxer.
I love that Mr. Under One Sun has the sun beaming in through his sunroof right at the corner of his camera. That's so cool.
Do you get the Insight newsletters, Denzel?
Yeah. I probably just didn't.
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
the nice thing about signing up sooner than later, like I think I got towergarden.com. I think it sounded like from the description you can choose what your name will be. So like instead of D Farrar, I wanted to see if it was available. I choose Grow. And they didn't say no. And now it says welcome to the affiliate. So I might be towergarden.com/grow, which would be awesome. You know, so think of like Under One Sun or whatever you want to do, you know?
Yeah, I did Grow Your Food because Grow Food was taken, but Grow Your Food was not. So instead of having my name, same thing.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good.
Can you
And
change it
I don't know.
once you get it?
Listen, I don't think they want those phone calls just yet because
Yeah.
I know trying to run Shopify on my shirt shop, they got a lot of work to do trying to get it all just right. Getting
so
it
what
set up.
questions do you guys have? So it is still $10 in August. Don't know what's going to happen in September. I mean, you know, they've extended it so long. I doubt if they'll extend it again. And $52, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, right? I was reading one of our leadership books, and one of the things, you know, on one hand, you want it to, I was telling Melissa and Nicole, we were on earlier on the Power Hour, that Julie introduced the business to me, not as a business, didn't say business. She said, people want this. People are bringing other people to me. Do you want to do this with me? So it's more of a come on along. Why don't you do this with me? No promises or anything. I thought I was going to make $20 here, $20 there, you know, after I kind of finally figured it out. And she nodded a lot. And she said, why don't we do this together? You know, part of having fun together is being able to say, why don't we do this together? And so that's just an idea for you. What was the other thing? Oh, but if you do meet somebody who wants to do more, right? I'm reading this leadership book from one of the old days network marketers, and he says part of them being committed is for you to be committed, for you to say, how about we lock arms together for the next 30 days and get you to these different money amounts or these different advancements. I'll be 100% committed to you. Can you make that commitment? That's for somebody who really wants to do it, okay? So them being able to say, I'll do whatever it takes, involves you saying, I'll do whatever it takes. Otherwise, you're not going to get that answer out of people is basically what he's saying. Okay, so I wanted to just also share that with you guys because I was reading that book.
Clarification on that, how Julie invited you to the business. I was noticing when we did that training on social media last Thursday on Lunch and Learn, we were going through like the Bob Heilig method where he was leading us through it. And the last column, which is what we're supposed to really talk about, is the impact. So you don't talk about the feature, like we're going to make money, or you're going to build a team, or you're going to whatever. The impact might be at home with your kids. That's what she said. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or helping other people, or sharing this with other people. Everybody needs to know. Everybody wants this. Everybody needs this. So those were the types of things she said. She did eventually say, hey, maybe we'll be able to stay home with our kids one day, you know? So she planted little seeds like that too, for sure.
And we have to remember too that the impact to us isn't always the impact to somebody else. That's where I used to go wrong. I probably still do a lot. Like, I love learning new systems and creating new things and doing all this stuff, things that most people hate. I love change. I love, I want to make a lot of money or I want to have a business and all this stuff. Well, if you say, you know, do you want to join my business and you can make a lot of money and all this stuff, people are going to be like, well, to make a lot of money, I'm going to have to do a heck of a lot of work. And I don't have time for a business, and I don't like change, and all the things that excite me actually will turn off most people. So you have to speak in terms of other people's interests, which is a chapter out of How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's the title of one of the chapters, you know. So you always speak in terms of other people's interests and find their pain points and things like that. Nalani, did you have your hand up?
Yes, I have a question for Stacy. Stacy, with your Post-it system, because I'm in the process of recreating a whole new list and starting all over, and I'm having issues, I guess, deciding exactly what kind of a CRM I want to use. I have signed up with Convert and Flow, and I got rid of Teamsy. In the meantime, though, this is my list, and I'm wondering, how do you go from your list to your Post-its? And, you know, because I know you don't have a whole bunch of Post-its as your list, right? So how do you work your Post-it list, your Post-it process?
Well, personally, I use Project Broadcast. So in my DMO planner, I have a list of people that I'm having conversations with, not just like that I met and I had a quick conversation. Mm-hmm. Those are probably going to be put into Project Broadcast. Like, given an idea, this week I did a county fair, so I met a ton of people. I'm not going to write all of their names into my DMO planner in the contact space in the back. Like, that would just take up a lot. And just because I shared Juice Plus with them doesn't mean we're having a conversation. So the people I'm actually having conversations will go in there, but the rest are going to go into Project Broadcast, to where I can quickly push out information to a large group of people at one time. And then I don't keep Post-it notes, you know, like with a name or anything. I'm using the on that page where it says new conversations. So if I have a new Juice Plus conversation with someone, then I'm writing their name in there. Again, I'm not going to write, I had 4 pages worth of people. I'm not going to write all of their names into that box. But once I start sending out information and they start responding and asking questions, and I get into a conversation with them, or they come to an event and like it's more than just I mentioned Juice Plus and they were mildly interested, then that's where I'm probably going to start tracking that person more specific. But the only thing I use the Post-it note, like maybe you're talking about the sticky note sheet.
Right.
That would be people's orders as they come in and they actually order, then I write their name. So that's more tracking the results versus the conversations.
Gotcha.
Can we drill down a little bit? This is good. So Stacy, let's say you met me at the county fair and we had a conversation. I had some health issues. You were explaining some things. I seem like a good prospect, somebody you would want to follow up with. You got my information. You're saying that you create a contact at that point in Project Broadcast and tag it as cold, warm, or what do you do?
So where I was at the fair, I didn't have good signal. So it was just taking forever to do anything, even add somebody into Project Broadcast. So I just told them, the signal's not great in here. I'm not going to be able to send you information this week. And I don't get home till like 11 o'clock at night from these booths. And we're going this weekend dress shopping with my daughter for her wedding. So early next week, I'm going to get this information to you. So I kind of took the pressure off myself.
Okay.
And that will be today, this afternoon. That's what I'll be working on, and this evening as getting everyone's name into Project Broadcast. So again, that's a lot. It's 4 pages of people's information. So I'm doing it in my notes section and I'm dictating orally. So I've got you can have like a chart in your notes. And so it has name, like first name, last name, and then phone number, and then what they were interested in, I think is how I did it. Let me kill this spider.
Okay.
Dang it, we got into the.
So you're using Project Broadcast for, so when you're following up with people, or if you did a power hour and you're going to reach out to people, you're using Project Broadcast as your text. Like they think that's your text pretty much, right?
Yes, and I would say I use those large, like the Project Broadcast, to invite to events. So
Yeah.
if they're local, then they're tagged, like these people will be tagged Fair 2024.
Yeah.
So that I'll know which fair I met them at. And then eventually, probably as they kind of go cold, a lot of them will, I'll maybe just retag them all as just fair. And
Yeah.
then I'll send out a message inviting people to an event. And there's people from 4 years ago that will still say, I do want to come to an event. Like, I don't even remember their names or anything, but there were people that walked by this time that said, yeah, I talked to you last time, we had a really, or whatever. So, but more it's the sourdough classes. They were really interested in that. So they're going to hear Juice Plus up the sourdough class. I don't care how they come into the door. If the sourdough is what interests them enough to give me their information, I let them know we were talking gut health, that I would be sharing more about plant powders. They have no problem with that. So I also have lists, or tags of people that are interested in coming to a sourdough event. So I will put them into that chat.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, I will tag them with that. And then when I send out the text message, I will tag the sourdough people for the event. But this initial one, I had 3 events I was inviting them to, and the conversation I had with them. So I'm going to give them information about all 3, and sourdough class is one of those. Kind of creating some FOMO. I just said, I've got a wedding coming up. This will be the only events I do until late September. I'm always doing these, and you're welcome to come into any of these later. I might be able to pass along some that are on Zoom, but if you want to learn sourdough, this is I only have 12 slots, and it's going to be a while till I do the next one.
Cool.
So
Nalani, that's a cool way to do it. I mean, each way, the reason it's hard to pick your CRM, and that's kind of a sales term, it's basically how do you manage your contacts so that you can reach out to people and stuff. Spreadsheets are free, but they don't have some of the functionality that Stacy's talking about, whereas I do the same thing. But it's funny, the reason I'm asking questions is because I don't use it as my CRM. I use Project Broadcast, but it's nice that I have the same thing. Like anybody that's ever been to a sourdough, I can, local, so I have a different tag for local. I could send out and say, hey, Sharon and I are doing a wellness, healthy potluck coming up on Thursday night. And I can just send it to everybody that's ever been invited to anything at our house locally. And so that's kind of convenient to do that. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie, it's a little more difficult to navigate through Project Broadcast in the contacts within it than, let's say, a spreadsheet or something. And Teamsy was even easier, so, and you can't schedule follow-ups, automatically reminders and things like that. So there's several different ways. I think the most basic electronic one would be a spreadsheet, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think Karen has a spreadsheet. She does addresses. She also uses, Sharon does. And you can do mail mergers because I know, Nalani, you do a lot of email type of marketing with newsletters. So Project Broadcast does not have, I don't know why, but we can't do mailings from it. So there's limitations in each system. So just some thoughts.
Yeah, I use Convert and Flow. I mean, I'm just learning Convert and Flow, and it's converting a lot of things together, including emails, text messages, contacts, all of that. It's just that it's a whole learning curve.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I want to be doing my DMO. And so really that's why I asked, so that I can be active while I'm learning. And then I know too that there are others who perhaps may be new, who don't have a system. That's why I just asked the question, is there anyone here who does not have a CRM system, even if it is in a notebook? And
Yeah. And
so-
Project Broadcast is going to cost you, so just be aware. It is nice, but there's also another thing called ManyChat you can do, which only uses like Messenger. So if you're all within Facebook and Instagram, ManyChat's another way to do that. And so there's things out there, but I would say don't get bogged down in trying to learn something new, unless you're really ready for it. And our topic today is supposed to be, and we're going to get there in a second, is how to do the business part-time. So when we're doing it part-time, we want to make sure that we're keeping it simple enough that we're not spending the limited hours we have trying to figure out a technology solution or something like that. Sharon, are we ready to go into that, or did you have something you want to focus? Yeah?
Just wanted to welcome Myrna. I know she just signed up, I think, last night. Nicole share how that happened. Nicole had an event, so it's always great to hear.
Yeah, Nicole and Myrna, let's hear.
And then we could go to any other questions. You guys think of any other questions. If you feel like you're out of the loop, you're not up to date, we've got technology that's changing September 1st. Any of those questions, any of the Tower Garden things, think about it. Okay, so let's go to Nicole if you want. Just tell us how your party went, and maybe just tell us how Myrna became interested. And welcome, Myrna.
Thank you. So I am moving. I really have bad connection and background noise. Hopefully you can hear, but I'm moving. Yes, so I want to share two things and then I'll jump into Myrna. I should start with Myrna, people first. Thank you, Myrna. We met about a month ago doing a training of self-development and ways of being. And I was brave to share the Sala party. I had shared before, and I guess you saw the outcome. Another person and I myself brought Sala parties to the training. Sala jars to the training. So I guess once she saw it, she was interested in coming, and then she went home for the first time, and I'll let her share her experience because I don't know it yet. But I'm so thankful she trusted and she came. So I will ask Myrna, what came through your mind for you to say yes, number one, and number two, what was the click for you to say yes to the business?
Hi, how are you, everybody?
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm a cancer survivor. I quit drinking, smoking, and I'm cancer-free, nicotine-free, and alcohol-free for the last 11 years. So I think I have done something good, because my oncologist told me you're going to die for something else but cancer. So everything that I think that could be good for me, that would help me, I'm into it. So when Nicole started telling her story about, being constipated and this and that, a friend told me about this six years ago, but it was like, so I knew about it. I know that it's really good, but I wasn't into it. So when she said, I was like, okay, let's try it. And it's so funny because right now I was going to tell Nicole that I already told her that we have another person that wants to get in, wants to be in. And I have 5 people that I'm waiting for me, to tell them what I need to tell them. So.
Awesome. Well, welcome.
I want to share that Myrna has a giving heart. She is a giver and she catches the vision, and she shared immediately without having the experience. She shared the flyer in a group, and it was amazing because people got enrolled and they came also to the party, and one of them said yes as well. So I think that also helped in the $10 and the way I shared about the support and the community, and how in this community is genuinely the leaders intention for us to grow. At least that has been my experience, and I share that. And going back to the question of Sharon and the party and how did it go, it went well. I think it was 7 of us or 8, I'm not sure. And 2 things I did different. Number 1, I played a Spanish video I have created. Well, I translated, and I think that clicked, the language barrier, or the fact that I said it in Spanish and in my own words. And the second one was that I spoke from my experience. I didn't mention business, I think. I shared my experience out of my 10 years and how in 1 year I chose not to do the business. And yet I still got paid because I was taking care of my family and my husband's health and all of that. And that's something to value. I don't think, I know in any other company, I would have gotten paid or been hired, or being able to come back after choosing, like I chose not to. Unless you reach out to me, I did not touch my business that year. And it was a solidification for me on how serious and how heartfelt this company is with us, the community and the partners.
That is awesome. Awesome. Well, welcome, Myrna. We are here, and hopefully we'll have a time where we can maybe do a Zoom and get to know her a little bit, Sharon and I. Myrna, Sharon and I are, I'm sorry that I have some sort of an animal face right now. I explained it earlier, but I have a little video issue right now, but eventually I will see you. You'll see me, rather. But we're married, and we've been doing this business 25, 26 years. I mean, forever. This is all we do. And our goal is to help you be successful. So we're here to help. And we like to say, whether you do a little or you do a lot, you're a blessing. And so we're going to run as fast as you want to run in this. And we're going to be here to support you. But of course, like anything else, this is a business. We have to do the work. And we're going to talk now a little bit giving tips. So I don't want to, my goal here is to talk as little as possible, because we have almost everybody on this screen right now has at one point at least done this business part-time. And you might still be doing it part-time. And a lot of times though, especially people watching on Facebook right now, maybe some of you that are part-timers, look on and you see Sharon and Doug, well, this is all we do, and blah, blah, blah. And then you see Melissa's taking time. She's not being a pharmacist now. She's doing this full time, and Nalani is full time. And all these people, like, they have all this time, and it can become almost like an excuse. Not an excuse is a harsh word, but just a reason to maybe not believe that you can do this because, well, if I had more time, I could blah, blah, blah. Trust me, and I'm sure Melissa will share a little bit about this. It's not as easy as you think going full-time, because maybe you don't even need to be full-time in this. So what I want to do is have you guys share some of your experiences and tips for how to do this well and build it full-time. Because even Sharon, she came out of the gates and got things going, and you know, her first NMD was somebody she got when she was still working at the high school. I mean, they weren't an NMD then, but that's when she met them. So let's start off, and I don't know, I don't want to be too specific, and I'm going to let it go wherever it goes, but whoever wants to share first, how to do the business part-time, offering tips to people who are currently part-time.
I'll go.
Okay. Thank you, Melissa.
Welcome. Okay, so I just, for those who don't know me, I did just switch to this full-time in February. And it was a risk, but it was a choice because I was very unhappy in my job that I had been doing for 22 years. I'm a pharmacist. And I'm trying to marry the two together, which is very doable. What I did working my Juice Plus business part-time for 3 years while I was a pharmacist, sometimes full-time, sometimes part-time, what works the best is being prepared. So if I have a 15-minute break, if I have 15 minutes during my lunch, who am I going to talk to And like, what video am I going to send them? What am I going to invite them to? So kind of having, like Stacy mentioned, her DMO planner, which you can use that if you're looking for a way to get organized, or if you have your own way, you know, keeping a list of people, keeping a list of events you're doing. Something I still do now, like watching videos or watching recordings while I'm washing dishes, or you saw me bottle feeding kittens. Like I multitask in those ways, so I can still listen, or going for a walk and listening to a podcast when I'm feeling like crap. One of the ways Doug and Sharon have really worked with me and helped me is kind of how we already said, the organization skills. So like having a Google spreadsheet and having those systems so that when you kind of fall off track, you go right back to your DMO. And like Myrna, Nicole will go through that with you, you know, what works well for us and what we try to achieve every day. So part-time, I would say I talk to 2 new people, 2 follow-ups, 2 customers a day, and then just reaching out and trying to post and respond to that kind of thing, and going on trainings when I can, and attending trainings. And even though I was part-time and part-time with Juice Plus, conferences are a great place to learn more and be excited and get inspiration. Yes, and my sister's my upline and my buddy, and we always do regular events.
Okay, just really quickly to follow up on what Melissa said. I think the most important thing for me to say to a new person, or to a person in that situation, is be honest with yourself. Decide how much time you want to invest in your business. And then once you've decided it, stick to it and just be consistent. No matter how much time, even if it's a little bit a day, or even if it's 2 days a week, it doesn't matter. Whatever you decide is the amount that you're going to, then stick to it and do it and be consistent with it.
And then I would like to add, like, decide when is your working hours, like when are you going to do Juice Plus activity? So just like Melissa said, when you're in your car eating lunch, or you're on your lunch break, or you're driving to work, or you're driving home from work, you know, use that time to be able to get some things done. So you could listen to recordings on your way to work and on your way home, but in your lunch break, you could be doing follow-up text messaging or calling people. And then maybe, you know, after kids are in bed, after you spent time with your spouse, you know, whatever that looks like, and 30 minutes or an hour in the evening doing some follow-up as well, but also having some place that you're, you know, tracking those conversations, which is a DMO sheet or the DMO planner, where you're writing the conversations down and who you need to follow up with. If you can plan on Sunday evening, you're going to have more productive week because you're thinking one time. You know, when the kids were little, yes, this was what I did, like full-time for income, but I didn't have full-time hours by any means. You know, I had 3 toddler, you know, preschool, toddler, and infant. Like, it was no full-time. It was still in small amounts of time during the week. But if I would Sunday night plan out who I was going to talk to, who I was going to follow up with, what 3-way calls that I needed to be doing, new people that I was going to be seeing, that I would have gummy samples with me and like a postcard with Juice Plus, that I was intentional about having new conversations. Then as I did those, as I had the conversation, I would highlight it and show that I did that. Like, I did call that person, I followed up with them, or I texted them, we had the conversation. Now it's a lot more texting than phone calls, but having some place where you're tracking that information and deciding what are your hours. So another one, when my kids were little, I had to have some time in the evenings to be able to call people that was not 9 o'clock at night, right? Or like even 8:30 after the kids were in bed. Like, I needed prime time hours. And so I would, Jarrett would watch the kids, get them to bed, you know, bathe, whatever that night. Like that was Thursday night was his night. And I didn't go somewhere else to work. I just went into the garage and sat in the car because I found if I was in the house, it's like the kids could smell me. They would find me. They were knocking on the door. Like there was no escaping them if I was at home. But in the garage, if they opened the door to look for me, they would see the car. I would just sit still and they would see the car is in there. So they're like, she's got to be here somewhere. So it kind of kept them roaming, looking for me as well. But they didn't come into the garage and like knock on the door of the car. Like they just didn't know that. So that was one thing that worked well for me is finding that time and then doing events, you know, also I couldn't have them home with me doing the event. If I did, they wanted me to hold them. They wanted, you know, they were coming in and out of the room. They were just too much of a distraction. So Jarrett would take the kids somewhere else. And often, guys, it was like to Sonic, to Burger King. I was like, I just don't even want to know, and don't bring the bags back. Like I don't want to see the evidence. And yeah, I just can't know about it. But or he would take them to the park. He would take them somewhere away from home because they're going to want me if I was there. So that was helpful when the kids were little, where I would say, yeah, I was doing Juice Plus as my only income and my full time, but I didn't have full-time hours, nap time when they were little. So it was just finding the moments of time where I could have those conversations, or they were, you know, super into whatever they were playing, or they were watching a movie or something like that. I could still be close by and make those phone calls. Now I waste way more time because I don't have kids at home. Like, yeah, but I'm involved in a lot of other things, not just Juice Plus, which this lends you to have a heart for different community events. You know, I'm involved in stuff, not just doing this, but find those moments.
I can add to that. I just typed it all up. I think planning is really important. Like Melissa and her sister were planning, and momentum is such that consistency and momentum go together. Once you lose momentum, you start getting depressed, you feel guilty, you feel like you're underconfident. So you want to just always keep up consistency, whether it is once a week or 3 times a week or whatever, your consistency, depending on your priority, you know, where you've got this business and where you believe this business will take you if you put it. So some of it is listening to videos and things like that, like Stacy's saying, videos that will make you get outside your comfort zone because you know it's really good for people, but also videos or Zooms where, and also going to conference where you see that the compensation plan does work, people are moving up and things like that. So there's a lot that goes into building your belief that you can do this and you can become the person you want to become within this and make, you know, 5 figures a month or whatever. So there's a lot that goes into that. So making it a priority and thinking about how you can, as opposed to how you cannot, you know, fit in whatever. So if like I was talking to this guy who works at a wellness place and he goes to the gym at 4:30 a.m. I wouldn't suggest that, but that's a priority for him, you know. So they're really, you know, depends on how much of a priority Juice Plus is as to how much of an excuse you can make about not being able to do it. So when I was new, I didn't really know anything either, but I looked for opportunities, or I created opportunities. I know that Doug had at his school a Weight Watchers meeting. I didn't know anything. I went over there and I shared Juice Plus. I shared the shake. I'm like, look at the points. It all works, you know. And I would do things, not totally knowing everything, but I would just do it because just looking for those opportunities to be able to share what I knew, and not worrying about the results all the time. So things like that. I also did trade show opportunities. I used tracking sheets, you know. Who did I share with that day? And I shared with 2 people a day, 5 days a week. They said, you're not fully dressed unless you had 2 cassette tapes on you a day back then. So now it's so much easier with YouTube videos. You don't have to get tapes back. You don't only have 20 tapes, but really being able to follow up with people within 24 or to 48 hours, that makes it more of a quote business where you're like, okay, my calls are on Tuesday and Thursday night from 7 to 8 or 7 to 9. Can I give you a call Tuesday night? The more you can pin that down when you have just given them something, that's going to make it easier for you to not have to drag it out or a lot of time worrying. And you put that on your schedule that you just shared with Mary. I mean, it's only like an 11-minute video. Hey, Mary, the video is like 11 minutes. Do you think I can call you later tonight? Will you have been able to watch it? You know, putting it more of a priority for them too helps you to save time. If you really sell them on the education. Hey, Mary, this video, I loved it. And it's only 11 minutes long. Can I call you tonight after you watch it? I want to hear what you think while it's fresh in your mind. Or can I call you tomorrow? So giving them like two options, that saves you time, because say you don't give Mary a date when you're going to follow up and you just figure, I'll see her at the gym next week. Well, she might not have remembered and she might not have watched it. But even if you keep that closed amount of time that you're going to follow up, that just keeps everything very, very concise and more urgent, so that she will listen in the next couple of days, and on it goes, right? So anyway, just really kind of doing that also. So I did write all that out. You guys can read it if I missed anything. And you can also ask questions, or let's hear some more.
Hey, so I'll add that consistency isn't perfection, right? I think we start thinking about, oh, I have to do it every day, or never miss a day, or never miss a time that I scheduled, or whatnot. And so to that, I say, you know, just be really masterful with your calendar. And if you have blocked off time and something comes up, because that totally is how life works, right? What I do is go ahead and, you know, okay, I had this time blocked off, but I'm not going to be able to get to my business. So when will I be able to, right? So that's my like commitment to myself, is if I've blocked that time off and I don't actually follow through on it, then I reschedule it. And then I want to say, don't underestimate the power of taking 15 minutes on your business. If you take 15 minutes on your business in the morning, in the evening, or wherever you can work that in, and you do that consistently, you're gonna, it's just like one simple change with our health, right? It's the same exact thing. You're just applying it to your business. I had a similar situation, not a similar situation that Nicole had, but a similar situation that had me kind of step back from my business for a moment. A couple of times, multiple times, actually. One, I stepped away completely and came back, and, you know, that's the beauty of this business, is that when you come back at whatever level, whatever commission level you were at, period. So that's just super cool. And so that was when I moved from Florida to Georgia. And then there was a point where my daughter was the colonel of her drill team. And so that made me the president of the booster club. And I touched my business periodically during that time, but it was kind of like Nicole was saying, I was not working on it. It was, yes, I'm here for you if you need something, but I was not actively working, and I didn't see a dip at all in my business. And, you know, that's what just has me a lifer, right? Is that when you have that consistency and you keep coming back, you're making such an impact. You know, most people, if they have a business, most of the time, small business that starts up 5 years later, 95% of them are some outrageous amount. They don't make it 5 years, right? I've been doing this since, when did I come in? 2006, right? So I am just thrilled that I'm here and still operating a business, right? It may not be exactly where I would like it to be, but I also know that I've had the life that I've wanted to have alongside of it, and that I've been able to make a huge difference in hundreds of lives in the process.
Wow, I just want yeah, I just quickly wanted to reiterate on what Nicole said, as well as what Sony said, as far as being away from the business. And I just want everybody, especially everyone new, to know that it is worth it. It is worth whatever little bit amount of time that you have if you're consistent with it. It is so worth it. I was in the hospital for 2 years, and because I had worked, and not consistently all the time, but I had worked to a certain level where the company was paying for my insurance and is still paying for my insurance. And there was a lot of times for those 2 years, I did nothing but survive. Of course, my daughter was working my business, well, there too. However, the point is that it's worth it. It's worth whatever amount of time you put in if you are consistent, even if it's one day a week. If you're consistent, something's going to happen.
Yes, consistency and staying connected is really important. Go ahead, Stacy.
Doug, I was just going to say, if we do step away from our business, if we need to, and you come back and your paycheck didn't change or barely went down, you still have a team, thank an upline, because somebody reached down, and we work with the people underneath us. And so you guys think about that too. If you have a team member that has to step away for life issues or chooses to, just gets distracted and goes somewhere else, it's our job and responsibility to work with their people too, because they're on our team and they deserve time and attention. Their upline can't do that. So if you've had the privilege or the blessing of business not changing, I guarantee you someone above you, or like Nalani said, her daughter was able to step in and really help during that time of just some customer care when she wasn't able to. And yet it's still here, like that. Someone else said that just doesn't happen in any other world, or being able to have a business where you're profitable right away. Jarrett and I have a lot of different businesses going, and it takes serious time for a business to become profitable. And most of the time, you have to have a really large investment of money into that business. Then it takes time to get it growing and that momentum going to where you start to get results. And then it can take years before it's profitable, where that's not true with Juice Plus. If anyone that has a business, you've got to put time into it. There's no just, I might show up and open the doors today. No, your customers need to know that you're going to be there, any type of business. And so with us, we have the ability to be profitable and making money right away. We're putting $10 into it. We're already buying our Juice Plus anyway. And so any profit of any, retail sales profit, or I guess just sales profit or commissions, like that's profit right away that you didn't have to have a huge investment. More than money, our investment is in time. So we're not putting big investments of money to get this business going. We're putting investment of our time into other people's lives, into having conversations. So 2 things to focus on is conversations and events. If you can be consistent with those 2 things, if you have to pick 2, pick those, because an event can be a follow-up. That's an excellent follow-up where, like Sony said, it's not about perfection. None of us reach every single person we've talked to 7 to 9 times. Like, it just doesn't happen. We've got life. We've all got stuff going on. So if you're looking for perfection, you expect that you're going to get discouraged, and then you'll just stop activity because I can't do it perfect, then I can't do it at all. There is no perfect. Sharon forgets to call people. I forget to let them know their box is shipping. I have download. I've seen their name. I have no idea who they are. Like, there is no perfection. And so just keep moving forward, keep having conversations and events, merge those 2 together, keep them close. And that's really the most important 2 things of activity, awesome. I would say.
Yes. And let's go ahead and just start landing the plane right there, because that's great advice. And so the main point of that is focus on, when you have limited time, focus on those activities that you really need to focus on in order to make money. Okay. It's a business. You got to make money. So, I mean, just scrolling through Facebook, it's not going to make you money. Let me also say, be careful. And I'm always hesitant because I don't want to offend anybody. And this word, the term I'm going to use right now, somebody on here, we've talked about it, but I know they're cool with it. I can talk about this. But you know, that right now there's always these new crazes that happen, and there's people out there that are going to make money off of you because they know you want to make money. And sometimes it's easier to make money off of the people that want to make money than to actually go make money. You know, so right now what's really hot is the idea of sales funnels, right? You keep hearing about them, but I promise you, whether it's sales funnels or some special training that somebody says, girl, you need to stop listening to your upline. I got 17 recruits this week. You need to sign up with us for only $50 a month. You won't even know what to do with all these people on your team. There is no magical fairy dust funnel that's going to funnel people into your inbox that are going to put a credit card down. That does not exist. I promise you. Now, if somebody is going to mentor you for free and help you explode your business, like I love these words they use. Your business is going to explode. If you want to give me that for free and I try it for like a week and I see results, that's good. But the beach babes. Don't even get me going on the beach babes. Because, by the way, the people they're undermining in their ads is me and Sharon and Stacy, and they make us look like buffoons, but they don't. I think they make themselves look like buffoons because it's lies. Okay? It takes work, but it's great work, but it's simple work like Stacy was talking about. It's in the DMO, in boards. The DMO Planner, I put the link into the chat and into the live stream on Facebook. It's a great system if you need to try to organize yourself. Just get a DMO Planner. It's like 20-something bucks. It's shipped right to you. It's going to last you 6 months. And if you just do what it says in there, and plus you're going to be able to go on her Zooms on Monday, and she's going to teach you how to use the thing. So just keep it simple, but you got to do the work and stuff. On Thursday, we're going to do another one of those Bob Heilig social media type training videos and just see where that goes because we got some good stuff out of it last week. And so we'll be on for that. I also tried to put a poll, but I don't know if it made it in there, but I'm wondering how many people on here, if you can give me like something in the chat, a heart or a smiley, whatever. If we did a lunch and learn in the evening, even once a month, how many of you would that help you or help some of your team members? Could you everybody says, oh, that'll help my team members. They're at work right now, right? But then sometimes we've done it in the past and then it's like me, Sharon, and Nalani on there, right? So it's like, the question is, can you get your team members on there in the evening? You know, so I'm curious if that would help everybody because like we said earlier to Myrna, our mission in life is to help you grow your business. That's what we do. And if that means we're going to do a Zoom at night instead of the day, we'll do that. And that's one of the things Stacy was talking about. She did, that's another question. Maybe we'll save it for another one. We used to all do a lot more Zooms and all kinds of stuff in the evenings, but then COVID hit. And I think all of us that are on here now, everybody kind of came back to us because they were all at home and they had nothing else to do in the day. But now we kind of enjoy our schedule. We do a little less in the evenings. And so I wonder if we should force ourselves because, again, we're here to serve our people, right? So we got some yeses. That's good. But I guess that's it. We're wrapping it up here. Sharon, you have any words before the dog man or whatever animal I am on there closes up?
No, I thought that was all good. And so, yeah, we're going to be we'll have something every once in a while at night. I know I've got Amy Getz, who's going to do her 5 beliefs training from the Blue Ridge Boot Camp at night. So are you guys feeling like we need training at night or conversation like this for people, you know?
You could
I think we need another happy hour. We haven't done that since COVID.
That's true.
But that can be on the bottom of the list after we do serious stuff.
I will take training.
Okay.
How come every time we ask for input